if we want to go to Poland one day, we need to know what tourists need to know first. Find a YouTube channel called Walter World. Yes. What tourists really need to go about Polska, about Poland. So let's go. Let's get started.
Dzień dobry, fellow travelers. Mike here with Walter's World, and today we're here in Krakow, Poland. Today we're going to talk about are some of the things that I wish I would have known before I came to Poland for the first time. And for those who don't know, I actually worked in Poland back in the day, so I've had quite a few experiences from up in Gdansk to down here in Krakow, Warsaw, and many places in between. And I think one of the things I wish I would have known before
I picked this video because it's quite recent. I think it's a few months ago. So
first time coming to Poland, especially visiting here with my friends, is that you don't pass up food when people offer it to you. If you go to somebody's house, the Poles are super hospitable. They want you to be entertained. They want you to be fed. I think they also want you to explode from food. So just know when you go, especially if Baba, grandma makes it, you're going to eat it. It's going to be good. But they're going to make a lot. And I made the mistake of saying, no, thank you. I already ate. I'm okay. And it was very insulting to grandma. Okay, so be aware of that. Don't pass up food if people offer it to you.
This is
but
true
also,
everywhere.
Don't be surprised if you want to
eat
explode
everything.
because they give you so much food. Now, another thing I think I wish I would have known is the Poles, they're not wishing your death when they look at you. Look, the Poles stare a lot, and they have very much this nonplussed kind of look on their face. We like to call it the resting Polish face, and sometimes you think it's like they don't like you, or they're mean, or they're upset or something. No,
it's the Suji face. Some of you, when you look at Suji face, when she reacts, you think that she's dead. What?
I'm sad.
But I'm like, that's how Thai people look at the screen.
No.
No?
I think it's just me.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes because my eye is like this, right? It's falling, and then my lip is also falling. So people,
What do you mean it's falling?
I mean, like smiley face. When you see me, you're gonna think that I'm mean. Like I'm not. I mean, I look kind of like not friendly. So you scared to talk to me, thing like that. Like, oh, we're mad all the time.
Well,
It's true. I'm mad all the time.
a lot of you watching. I like this
just
too,
indifferent
apparently.
about stuff. So don't take it personally if you get the resting Polish face when you're on public transportation, when you're walking around. They don't think anything bad of you. They're just minding their own business. But yeah, I knew for me when I first was here and I kept seeing it, I was like, why is everybody so mad at me? They're not. And don't make the mistake I did of smiling at people and waving to think it's going to make it better. Because, yeah, locals here, not big into small talk. Another thing I wish I would have known, not big into small talk. Big into the long discussions about crazy topics that will go really in depth to your soul. But small talk, no. Now, with all my time working here in Poland, having Polish friends all over the world, one thing I want to tell you is the Poles can be so crazy and so crazy fun and so out there on so many things. But deep down, Poles are actually kind of conservative. They're very Catholic. And so you'll be on the bus going by and talking about like death metal and drinking beer and having fun. And you'll go by a church and your friend will make the sign of the cross. Like, they definitely have a lot of traditions still in there, even if they can be a bit crazy. So another thing I wish I would have known when I came to Poland is driving in Poland can be a bit interesting. The locals can be a bit aggressive on the road, so do be aware of that. And just know that though the infrastructure has gotten much better with the highways and things, if you're going to be on those back roads, yeah, sometimes you're going to get stuck behind a truck for a long, long time because the winding roads make it really difficult to pass, so people get very aggressive to pass. You really got to pay attention when you're driving here in Poland, okay? Especially on those back roads. Now, some food things I really wish I would have known before I came here. One, milk bars are legit. If you're not sure what a milk bar is, basically think of it as like an old school cafeteria where they sell, you know, kind of traditional Polish food, but like big hearty portions at an affordable price. Now, they're not as popular as they used to be, but still, one of those things, if you find them, I recommend going to it at least one time because it's like...
I've seen video about during the 80s and the 70s, those milk bar were super popular. It's that kind of bar when you have a lot of big portion of food at a good price.
Yeah.
I thought the first time I heard milk bar was like, do they serve milk? Why is it called milk
breakfast?
Bar? Yeah, but it's not about that. Yeah.
Going to old school cafeteria eating back in the day, but it's really fun because you get the big portions, you get the Polish food, and you get a good price. Okay, so don't sleep on it because a lot of people think, oh, that's just a cheap cafeteria kind of thing. No, the milk bars, they're legit. And another thing that I've grown to appreciate over my times coming here to Poland, and what I wish I would have known day one when I came, is, man, always always get the soup starter when you are eating here in Poland because they love their soups. Now, you're probably going to see this sour rye soup, which is żurek, which basically
sour
like
rye?
has sausage in it, and potato, and cabbage. And stuff. It's good. It's worth it. It's very filling. They'll always want to sell you to in the bread bowl. You don't have to get it in the bread bowl, but traditionally it comes in the bread bowl. It usually costs a bit more, but I'm saying if you don't want to eat the bread bowl, you can get it normal and probably at a lower price, which I wish I would have known as well to save a little bit of money. But the soups here, if you're in the Baltics, man, I mean, when I was in Gdansk, the fish soup there is fantastic.
The king of
I mean,
soup
Liam
seems
had
to
the
be in
chick-
that part of the world. The king of the great soup. He just showed 5 different type of soup in the video. Really.
Yeah.
One with beetroot or whatever it was.
chicken broth just with noodles, and he liked it
The
yesterday.
bosh. No.
You love travel with teenagers, but honestly, the soup thing is one thing you don't want to pass up when you're here. Another thing I wish I would have known before I came to Poland is when you order food, you get huge portion sizes. So plan accordingly, because literally my buddy Aldi and I got a sharing portion of pierogi yesterday, but it was enough to share for me, him, his wife, my wife, his daughter, my son, and we still had some left over. So yeah, just know lots and lots of food is going to come when you do order. Now, another
that's
thing
like
I wish
America.
I would have known before I came to Poland is about the drinking culture here. And one of the things is I wish I would have known that you always cheers first. Like if you're with somebody, you always cheers and then drink. You never just start drinking, whether it's pivo, beer, or you're getting a vodka or whatever. You're always cheersing and of course looking in the eyes. That is another thing I wish I would have known. Always look in the eyes when you cheers here, otherwise it's bad luck, let's say, okay? So have that. Now, another thing I would have known, which would have saved me some
Poland,
time and some frustration, wondering why aren't they bringing my bill, is the fact that you need to ask for your bill. And don't be shy, be like, hey, can I get the bill? Because the service here isn't, let's say, over the top, friendly, over, like on top of you all the time, ask if you need anything. You got to be a little bit more proactive. So you might have ordered the beer, but it hasn't come yet. You might want to remind them, like, hey, is that beer coming? Oh, yeah. So just be aware of that. But when it comes to the check, you do need to ask for the check. That's going to make your life a lot faster of getting through your restaurant experience. Now, another thing tourists should know before they come here, I want to be honest with you, always buy your tickets for public transportation and always validate them as well, because sometimes you have to stamp it or tap it or do whatever, but you got to make sure you get the ticket and validate, because on public transportation they might have random people that are doing random checks, and it doesn't matter if you bought a ticket. If you didn't validate it, you could get in trouble. It doesn't matter if you don't speak Polish, because you know what, Poles have to pay for it, tourists have to pay for it, everybody's got to get their ticket and validate it, and please make sure you do that, because they're not going to.
What does validate mean?
Huh? How do I know?
Does it mean you keep the ticket with you? Is that what you mean? Like in case that they ask you in the train?
Is it?
I don't know what validate mean if it's not
Here,
that.
if you messed up,
Validate?
they're gonna find
Yeah,
you.
valid.
Now,
Make sure it's
something I wish I
valid.
would have known before I started coming here for work, because I was kind of working in not in Warsaw and Krakow, but some of the smaller towns around the country. I wish I would have remembered to bring cash with me, because though cards are accepted pretty much everywhere you go, it's still a good idea to have some swaties when you're around, just in case. Because even here, if you're going to be in Krakow and you want to get the bagels when you're here, you still got to have cash for that. They're not taking the cards, okay? So that's another thing. And sometimes the exchange rates aren't too bad. I mean, but you just want to make sure you're looking and seeing what the rates they're offering are, and if they have commissions, because some of them aren't too bad, but other places I've seen, literally, we had one place, the Euro one was like $3.80. I mean, it was just bad, okay? So just be aware that you're looking around and finding a good exchange rate, an exchange house. I'd ask your hotel which one they recommend if you're not sure, but otherwise just use the ATMs, you'll be all right. Another thing I really think is important to mention, I wish I would have known this, because this is literally the only time I've ever been ripped off when I've been here in Poland, is the taxis. Don't forget to download Bolt or Uber or one of the rideshare apps that they're using wherever you are in Poland, because that's going to save you from getting ripped off by taxis. Now, there are some decent taxi people here. That's not a problem. I just know for me, first time I was here, I got taken for a ride by a taxi driver. So I just want you to have a heads up for that. So yeah, definitely have the rideshare apps in there for you so you're all taken care of. Now, another thing I think is really important to mention, which I wish I would have known before I came to Poland for the first time, is if you make a friend with a Pole, you got a real friend for life. Like, they take friendship seriously. It's not just, oh, that's a guy. No, that's my friend. That's my ride or die friend. We're going to be out there together. I want to make sure he has a good time. I want to make sure he has the right restaurant. Because if I talk to my Polish friends and I tell them I'm coming here, they're going to tell me exactly where to eat, where to go. If they want, they can help me hook up with their cousins while I'm here. I mean, that is the kind of friendship Poles bring. And I don't think people really...
So you're telling me that if Suchi and I go to Poland, you guys are gonna help us out so that we don't become homeless by spending all of our money? Because if we go to Poland, it's not gonna be on a lot of budget. You guys need to help us out so we don't go completely broke. Maybe we can live stream. I don't know, live stream in Poland and try to make money live streaming so that we don't lose all of our money, because that's the problem, is that the plane ticket is so expensive and then we don't have any money for anything else. It's true.
You don't go.
I know. That's why we gotta travel, because we have dogs that we need to put somewhere. You know, we have 12 dogs.
A Polish friend like they really should, and it's something I learned to appreciate over the years, because I made Poles when I was living in Germany, when I was living in Portugal, when I was living in the US, and all of them have been friends that really were there for me anytime that I need them. And not just when we first met, we're talking years down the road when I hadn't seen them for a while, they're still there to help out. So I think it's a really cool thing about Poland and Polish culture that people don't really talk about, and I wish I would have known that before I came, because I would have made a lot more Polish friends, or tried to make more friends when I was here, because they don't do the small talk. So sometimes with that kind of resting Polish face and no small talk, sometimes you feel like you're not going to make friends when you're here, but when you do, you really do. Oh, and with those friends, one thing I would say, I wish I would have known, don't call them Eastern European. Don't say anything about Russia or communism, because there's a long, not good history that Poland has had with some of these relationships with Russia, with communism stuff.
Every single time that we react to a video, if we mention that by accident, or the person that make the video say that Poland are like Eastern European, there's always after comment are about that.
Yeah.
So this is true what he's saying right now. And now I know Poland, I will call you Central Europe, dead in the center, and that's it.
And so it goes the wrong way. And the people here is like, they don't look towards the east, they look towards the future. And so therefore for them, they're in Central Europe, not Eastern Europe. Okay, so make sure you know that, because I know your guidebook, your Lonely Planet guidebook, I guarantee puts Poland. They'll put it in the Central Europe book now, but also it's always in the Eastern Europe book. So just be aware, Central Europe is the way to go when you're here in Poland. And finally, I've got one thing I think every tourist should know before they come here to Poland, one that really can make a difference, whether you're going to restaurants, you're going into stores, you're meeting people, you're going to your hotels, is just knowing Dzień dobry. Saying Dzień dobry, which is good day, when you go into a restaurant, when you go into a shop, when you're seeing people on the train, when you're sitting down, that Dzień dobry really makes the locals more open, more friendly, because they know, they'll hear you go, oh, you don't speak Polish, you're a foreigner, we know you don't speak Polish,
and
but you at least tried, and it just like puts a little smile on their face going, oh, that silly tourist trying to speak Polish, how cute of them, I'm going to help them now. Because I'll be honest, those friends that I have from Poland, they all came from me trying to speak Polish, and I've met a lot to them. And just
that
having
guy
that
looked like him, the
when
one
you go to a
behind.
shop, you go someplace,
because
really
doesn't have
makes
air.
a big difference. So, what are some things you wish you would have known before you came to Poland? Please, let's
my
know in the
God.
comments below. So we can have other travelers be ready for their Polish adventure. And I'll
When we keep saying Dzień dobry in the comment, people say we should say Cześć now, because we're going to learn a new word, but it's hard to pronounce.
Yo.
Cześć.
Chess. Still don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, it's so difficult. Well, thank you guys. I mean, maybe if one day we have money, we can go to Poland.
Yay!